Good morning, boys and girls, ladies and gents. Okay, so hopping on here just before 8, seeing something setting up. So just want to go through everything quickly before the hourly candle closure here. So yesterday we had CPI for the pound, um, and as you can see, we had a pretty strong push down. So the numbers were lower than expected, okay? But the numbers are pretty high, and this relates to inflation, so that's probably why we had this push down. Okay, there's no news this morning, nothing until 12 o'clock for the pound, but that isn't even high impact news. Tomorrow we have retail sales for the pound, but shouldn't really impact today too much. Touching on gold quickly. Okay, yesterday we had building permits, and that was better than expected. Not really listed as a high volatility event here, but on investing.com it is, as you can see over here. Alright, better than expected. Didn't have too much of an impact on the market. We kind of just ended up ranging. I think maybe that news just prevented price from driving further down, because as you can see, technically yesterday we should have pushed further on down, but that never happened, and we closed above daily support. But I think if we do break the low from yesterday, we should fill some of these wicks. So we'll take a deeper dive into gold later on. Alright, we've got employment claims at 2:30, looking at bad numbers here, as well as existing home sales also looking at bad numbers for the dollar. So yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes this morning. So let's get into the chart here on GJ. Alright, for the week we've already pushed up quite a lot, beginning to retrace now. So we closed into this range yesterday. The idea yesterday was the possibility of tapping into this support and driving further on up, so you were looking at a fake out. But now, because of news, it's as if we've almost had a fake out in the opposite direction. Okay, we broke back into that level, and now we had a bearish close yesterday. So a little bit tricky here, but if you look at it from the perspective of yesterday, okay, we had this bearish daily candle. Today we drove up into this daily support level. Okay, now tapping into that kind of area, and we are beginning to reject. So on the lower time frames it doesn't look too clean, but it makes sense at this point for the daily candle to drive down. Okay, not sure if we'll drive all the way down to that support. It's a pretty long way down, okay, but the idea is to take sells here this morning. So as you can see, I have marked up some levels. I'll redo this shortly, make it a little bit more clear. Right here on a 15-minute, I think you're going to have the best vantage point. As you can see here, we tapped into a resistance. Alright, we had a support level over here. We are now breaking below that support area into a clean area. So if we do get a hourly candle closure like that, that should confirm sells further down into support here, with a possible target at yesterday's low. Alright, So yeah, looking at something like that this morning. Let's just redo some of these zones, make it a little bit more clear to see. So like I say, you've got this resistance on a 15-minute. You are rejecting that level. Keep in mind we're also tapping into that daily area of possible rejection. Okay, we had this support level, we're closing below. And then we've got a first target over here. Okay, that's your clean range. Look at these candles moving within this range. Okay, very clean. We should mirror that traffic now this morning. Makes sense? Of course, if we break that level, we do have this level to be careful of, but if volume kicks in, I think we should uh, break through that level and possibly push into some of these lows. Okay, got about 2 minutes to our hourly candle closure here. So, not obviously not going to jump into a trade straight off the bat. We'll wait for a bit of a retracement on the new candle before getting involved here. Let's have a quick look at gold. So I've also marked up some levels here on gold so long. I've put in this trend line because it kind of ties in with the story that I want to tell you this morning. So we had this bearish candle close on Tuesday. Yesterday we were anticipating price to push further down. But like I say, we did have some news, not really high impact news, but we kind of just hovered around that daily support, tapped into the daily resistance. So really ranging right now, no true direction, but at the end of the day, you zoom out a little bit, we are still bearish. So I do have an issue here with the previous 4-hour candle closing. Looks like it's basically forming a support. So as you can see, we're quite fresh into this new 4-hour candle. Got no real top wick. Although we've broken the low of this candle, we kind of just volume hasn't really picked up yet, and I have a feeling that this candle could flip and still push up. And as you can see, we are kind of sitting on this trend line here. So I'd like to see a convincing close within this range. We have closed below support now on this hourly, alright, but I'm not too happy to take a trade within this range. I reckon below support here, which will also be your daily low from yesterday, okay, you should get a nice drive down below there. You got clean traffic down to your support here. So as much as I like the idea of sells on gold right now, just going to be patient here. If we do break this low, we should drive down, but also very early in the hourly candle. No real top wick on this current hourly, so definitely a tricky situation. I'd like to wait for more confirmation, and I think that will come below the support over here. So below the support here, this will be your first target, and then we can leave runners into this support. There's no real news, no high impact news left for the week, so we should see technicals play out today. although like I say, we are kind of ranging, but I reckon if we break the lows of yesterday, we may just completely disregard this candle, as it was somewhat of a doji. You know, when you have like a doji, a candle closing basically the same point it opened, it's almost as if nothing really happened. As you can see, a candle like that, it's almost as if you can disregard that candle. Unless of course it's at a resistance or support, can show signs of possible indecision or rejection. But in this instance, I don't think that candle is showing us too much. Let's keep an eye on GJ here. As much as I like this, we have closed below support. Like I say, you know, you got this trend line, and at the end of the day, you did close bullish yesterday. So you just want to be a bit patient here. There's not enough to get me involved in this right now. Don't like how the 4 hour is looking. Like I say, you got that support level. Could be just wicking down before pushing back up. I want to see a break of the support here at 1808.5. So let's remove that bullshit trend line. Perfect situation here on GJ. So got the closure we want on the hourly. It's pretty deep within this range, but we should be able to get a trade down to support here. Pretty nice open so far. We didn't break the low, we're pushing up now to create the high, and then if we come back down to break the low, you should see price drive down. So that looks pretty good so far. The 4 hour looks kind of whack at this point. We did close pretty bullish. Over here we have created a support on a 4 hour, so I don't like that too much. But like I say, your daily time frame at this point is bearish. You've driven up, tapped into a major level here, created a resistance on an hourly, looking just at that. Lower low, lower high, should push back down to support. So I want to have a sell stop below this current candle. It's just pretty early in the candle, but we do have some volume here. Volume picked up on the previous hourly candle. So let's see if we can continue with that volume. Gonna have sell stops on the break of the low here. At this point, I'd like to have stop loss above the current candle, but we haven't really made a decent wick here, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. May just look to have stops above the previous 15. And then your final target's going to be down here. So we are about to get triggered in here. I got the sell stop a little bit lower than the slow, just to account for spread. So stops are about here, sell stop. Looking at about a 36 pip stop here. For about 100 pip target. So, you know, tricky with the stop loss here. I'd like to have it above the previous candle, but so early an hour, you know, we may come up to create that top wick. If we do come up and break the high, of course at that point we can manage risk, so we don't take this full stop. Okay, triggered in here. Triggered in by a ball here. Look at that. If you wanted to swing this, you know, you could always try hold all the way down to the daily lows, but that's not really guaranteed, or possibly into some of these levels here. 157, 500. I think our target is just fine, honestly. We'll definitely take off some profit before getting all the way down to this level. The way gold is sitting right now kind of just shows that it may not have been a great idea to get involved right now. Volume is just kind of dead. This candle hasn't really moved yet at all. So yeah, if we break that high, what I'll do is I'll close partials here on GJ. There we go. As we tap into support here, we'll be sitting at about 16 pips, I think it is. Yeah, close to 20 pips, and then we can possibly close out half, 18 pips, and move stops to break even. Since we've rebroken the lows here, we should drive down nicely. So what I'm going to do is move stops to above the current candle high. moving up here, may just regret moving stops so early. But our stops right now are 15 pips compared to 36, so I mean, looking a lot better than before. Your 15 minute is about to close. You know what? We should wick up, and then if we break the lows, we should be good. Feeling like I should keep the stops up here above the previous 15, because we may just form a slightly higher wick here for the hourly before driving down. So let's hope we don't regret putting the stops back to where they originally were. If we do break this high, I'll still close half of the position, but at least give the trader a little bit more of a chance here. Don't have much of a bottom wick on this current 15, so that doesn't look too bad for us to create the high and then come back down to create that bottom wick, and then at that point we'll be flipping bearish and should look a little bit better to drive down. So we've broken the 15-minute high, gonna close half here. Closed half at 14 pips. I was expecting to see this hourly candle form a steeper wick, so at this point, it's actually looking a lot better, if we do come back down. But of course, we're in the trade already, so we just have to manage it accordingly. It's more like 16. So as you can see at this point, our 15 minute is pushing back down. If we flip bearish and then break the low here, you should definitely tap into support. At that point, we'll have stops at break even. Looks like gold is kind of retesting this level to possibly drive down. But yeah, just waiting for the break of support. This range here is pretty big, so this trade might not come during London. We may fill this range during London session, and then New York get the continuation to fill some of these areas here. How's it, Jared? Wasn't the best thing to move stops down so early, but maybe grateful that we moved them back up. We did manage risk here. I would like to see this 30-minute flip bearish. Got about 6 minutes to go here, 6-7 minutes. If we close strong bullish on the 5-minute here, I'll close possibly the rest of the position because I have a feeling then we could fill this wick, and at that point you don't know how far we'll drive up. Right now I'm looking at it from the perspective that, okay, we've formed the wick on the hourly to drive further down. But looking left here, you actually have a support level over here. And on a 4 hour, you got this support level over here, which you're tapping into around some of these wick rejection areas where price bounced off of. But if you're looking at current price, you have this clean traffic to the left here to mirror. Even yesterday, we moved quite nicely within this range here. So yeah, yesterday we secured 15 pips, sold on the break of support here. As we close on an hourly, this 15-minute, and then broke the 15-minute low. Closed about 15 pips, and then yeah, we just got stopped out at break even before price pushed down nicely. So the analysis was good, managed risk well. I mean, anything could have happened. So there we go. Closed off at 15 pips. So yeah, we got a bearish closure on the 5-minute. That's alright. Looks a little bit better. We should flip bearish on the 30-minute here now. And that'll look a lot better for us to drive down. Once we break the low of this 30-minute, I'll have stops above the current candle. So reducing our stop by about 10 pips. Then as we tap into support here, I'll have stops at break even. Got about 3 minutes of the 30-minute candle here. Still hovering below support here. I reckon if we break these lows on gold, we should push down to some of these levels, 1810, possibly 1808. Pretty strong bearish close on a 15 if we close like that. You also got like a minor support here, I suppose. So on a 15, if you get a closure below there on gold, you could look to push further down. Just not too convinced. Looking a little bit better here on GJ right now. Got about 1.5 minutes to the 30-minute closure. If you close on an hourly within this range, I reckon you should see price push down to support here. Okay, so we've broken the low. Gonna move stops to above the current candle right now. Moving pretty nicely, but looks like we're going to close pretty close to support here. I would like to see a little bit of a wick on this 30-minute candle. Don't want to close with no bottom wick. Um, yeah, very, very small bottom wick there. But got a lot of momentum. So like I said, only wanted to move stops to break even once we tapped into the support level. But at this point, if our 30-minute breaks are low, I'll have stops at break even. Not a bad, not too bad. I mean, we're forming the top wick on the 30 minutes, which you would expect with that kind of closure, you know, very little bottom wick. I don't like that too much, but we've got a lot of bearish momentum here. Close below this level. So, I mean, that's like a really tiny range there, but you should see us fill that little range and tap into support here. Not looking too shabby here on gold for a sell as we break these lows. But just gonna be patient. Want to see what's happening here on GJ. Hoping that we just tap into this area and then drive down. So if we break, let's say that previous 15-minute candle high, this 15-minute here, I'll be closing full. So yeah, basically on a 15-minute, this is like a resistance. You can see we close below this level, struggle to like break it and then push down. So minor resistance, you can see it better on a 5-minute, I suppose, you know, like that. Looking pretty good. We are now reacting to that area. So like I say, if we get this push down, break the lows here, I'll move stops to break even. Hmm. Thinking to take a sell on the break of the lows here on gold. Okay, gonna get involved as we break the lows. Okay, got an entry here on gold. Stops are gonna be above this level over here. So we should mirror this hourly candle here. So about a 20 pip stop on gold. Beginning to move down again here on GJ, back into profits. Not too happy with how gold is sitting, but we've tapped back into that support area. Looking like we are rejecting. Got about 5 minutes here of our 15-minute candle. Things are starting to move back in our direction here. Slowly but surely. GJ back in a little bit of profit. Gold sitting around break even right now. Looking good here. Okay, so we're gonna have stops at break even on GJ. And as we tap into that support, I'm gonna close out half of what's left here. Because I did already close out 15%, 50% in drawdown. Just managing our risk. So the overall position is currently at break even. Moving down quite nicely here. So gonna okay. It's gonna close out half of the current position here, leaving us at about break even on a whole, because we closed out half at about 30 pips here. Okay, and closed out. So we closed out 50% at, let's say, 15 pips. Okay, we closed out 25% at 30 pips. Get what I'm saying? Closed out 50% in 15 pip drawdown. So let's say for you that was $100. Now you've closed out 25% in a 30 pip profit, so that should be $100 covering your loss. So right now as we sit, we are break even, but the current position is in profit, so you should be in a slight profit. Got about 25% of the total position running here. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? At 30 pips. Gold, I mean, I would have liked us to push down already. And yeah, we just had a little spark up here, looking like we are rejecting. So about to close on a 15-minute. I'd like to see this 15-minute closure bearish before making any irrational decisions here. If your 15-minute closes like this, it's not too bad. I mean, we had that bullish, bearish close there off of the support This is like our confirmation of that continuation. So yeah, now we got a proper closure below support to push further on down. So yeah, 15 minute, I mean it's pushing up right now, but we're tapping into this level. If we can reject this level and then break the low, we should fill that wick. And once you break the low of the previous 15, you should see a push down here. We do have 15 minutes to London open, so volume may pick up a little bit here. GJ sitting nicely. Should be in about 35 pips of profit here. Gold definitely playing with my feelings this morning. Yeah, that's what I would like to see on the 15 minute, and now for us to flip bearish, break the low to move further on down. I'd really like to have stops at break even here on gold before London open, so let's see if we get that push down. Okay, there we go. Exactly how we would like that candle to look. At this point, if we do break the 15-minute highs here, I'm probably going to want to get out of this position. So let's limit our losses here. Man, I don't want to move stops prematurely. Did that on GJ already. But I would like to manage risk on this position. I'm not feeling entirely comfortable. I mean, here on the lower time frames looks really good. That 4 hour is just sitting in the back of my mind. But you have this overall bearish bias. You had, basically a rejection of this area. This is a daily level, I think. Yeah, roundabout. And you've closed basically back into this range over here on a 4 hour now. Closed into that range. Basically like retested this level. Now we've broken the low. We should push down to support. Yeah, I don't want to see that. Got about 10 minutes to go here. Don't like gold at all right now. Yep, it's moving pretty quickly here. At this point, It's already moved up pretty fast, so nothing to do here. If it hits stops, it hits stops. Looks like GJ is going to carry us here. I set my stop on my broker above this wick here. Should get that hourly closure back into this range here now. So let's see if we can get that push back down to support. Looks like gold is pulling through for the boys. Obviously, you just have to see how we close on the hourly here. It looks like we're gonna close. Oh, I mean, there's 6 minutes left. So I really like the rejections off of this level here. What GJ is doing right now is not too bad. We are retracing before the new hourly candle opens. As long as we close below this level here. I'd like to see it push down a little bit more before the hourly open. Not looking great here. Got about 5 minutes to our hourly candle closure. This is nice on GJ. Pulling down a little bit here. I don't want too strong of a bullish close, but a like bullish doji here on a 15 wouldn't be bad. And then if you break the low on the next hourly, should drive down. So overall, your positions in GJ should be in profit right now. Sitting at about 17 pips. Not looking good at all on gold. But like I said, pretty close to our stop. I mean, at this point, there's more to lose by closing out right now than hitting stops. As long as we close below this level here, we should be alright. Mm. Yeah, GJ looking like we're pushing up. About a minute to our hourly closure. At this point, we're just trying to survive. Survival mode. GJ, we just had to manage risk. Ended out okay. Currently are in profit on GJ. Oh, there we go, gold. There we go, baby. That's what I like to see. So yeah, really showing strong rejections off of this area. Your hourly should close basically a doji at this point. Yeah, here we go. Your hourly's about to close. Okay, so got no top wick on the hourly, but it seems as though momentum has kicked in a little bit here to the downside. Broken the low on the previous 15. If we break the low here, we should get a bit of a push down, but with no top wick on the hourly, I'm going to manage this pretty aggressively. Looking to break the lows here on the hourly. That is basically what I would like to see for price to drive further down. Like I say, the top wick is got me shitting my pants a little bit, but yeah, Looks good. Looks like we got some momentum here. GJ, yeah, your hourly closed, below this kind of level over here that we marked up. Your 15-minute has closed just how I said I wanted it, a bullish doji kind of candle. So same story as gold really. On the hourly, you got that bullish doji in this bearish move, basically forming like a minor support. And then once you break that level, you should push further on down. So that's what I'm looking at here on GJ. Gonna leave stops at break even at this point. Are showing signs of rejection to this area. Gold currently just sitting at break even, just below break even. So yeah, here we go. Come on, man. Okay, so moving down pretty nicely on gold. At this point, we are 10 pips of profit. Okay, so we're gonna close half here on gold. It's really quite a headache this morning. I didn't get to close half where I wanted, so I'm just gonna give it a few more seconds. If we get a little bit more of a push down, I'll be closing half at 10 pips and moving stops to break even. I mean, looks pretty good here. That top wick is giving me a headache. GJ looking nice. You could even have a possible entry on the break of the lows here. Although you've got the support level you want to be careful of. Gonna give gold a second here. I would have liked to manage his trade a bit more aggressively. But we've broken support here. Why is this thing so slow this morning? So yeah, you could see a wick back up into this kind of level here. Come on. Sorry about this, guys. Looks like my internet may be a little bit slow. So yeah, we may just be retesting that kind of level over there, as you can see, before driving down Also thinking we still may create a top wick on this hourly. Mm, 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 mm. Not an ideal situation to be sitting in, guys. Should have managed this a bit better, but we got somewhat of a top wick on hourly now. No, not really. Okay, there we go. Got our hourly. Still, not really. Had this little level here, previous higher low, which we broke. Now we are retesting. Don't know why I'm analyzing on a 1 minute, but yeah, that's your 1 minute structure. Let's see if we can fill this wick and then move stops to break even. GJ looking really nice. Still got 25% of this position running on GJ. Sitting at about break even right now in gold. We look pretty good to fill this wick at this point. A little bit of a painful morning here on the charts. As of now, you should be sitting in profit or break even. With this GJ trade carrying us, like I say. And then about 30 pips of profit here on GJ. I would expect a little bit more of a wick on this hourly. I mean, still don't really have anything. We pulled back to create that. I mean, flip. If you really zoom in, there's a wick there. But does that even count? It's starting to look a bit better. Not entirely happy with gold here. If we break the highs of this, let's say like 5 minute candle, probably gonna close out some of this position. Because you can see here we've kind of created some sort of resistance. I would expect at this point to see a push down. If we start to push up, you know, it kind of says that okay, there's some indecision around this level. Got about 3 minutes to your 15-minute candle closure. You may even see the new 15-minute wick up, create that top wick for the hourly, and then come back down and fill this wick. Tricky situation to be in. Alright. Let's go. Like I say, I wanted to fill this wick, get up at about 10 pips, or close a little bit over the position here. I just don't really like how there's no top wick on the hourly. Could always just get out here at break even. That's another option. My broker, there's a top wick on the hourly. So, trading view, please shut up. Yay. Broken that support here on GJ. This level over here. Now you got clean traffic moving down to support over here at 157,900. So gold, now we've officially got a top wick on the hourly, but at this point you actually closed bullish here. You've now got a strong wick and your 15 is flipped bullish, so that doesn't look too great. You do have some sort of resistance around this level here, where price is currently sitting close below that level there. If we look here, and we also wicked into that area. So yeah, if we reject there, then we should drive down, but obviously, yeah, it's a tricky situation, but we got a top wick on the hourly, so a little bit more comfortable now to drive down, and we obviously are respecting previous highs here. Really doesn't look nice on the lower time frames, but yeah. Your 15-minute close below this level of support, wicked up, tapped into that level. Looks pretty good to drive down here. Gonna close a little bit of what's left here on GJ. So close out 50 pips here on GJ. Really not happy with gold right now. Breaking the previous hourly high. Yeah, I mean, a few hit stops is what it is. What a headache. I'll be honest, I'm not too pleased with the way that I've managed this trade, but our stops were in a safe place, right above that previous wick there, and yeah, it was just a little bit tricky with, you know, the hourly having no top wick. We are tapping into this level now. I think we just sat through some unnecessary drawdown in this trade. Eh. Looks like we're about to hit stops, boys. Nope. Not quite. Okay, so that was really close. If you're looking here on an hourly, okay, we did break the highs, but at the end of the day, we are still below support here. Your 9 a.m. candle is going to be pretty volatile most of the time because of London Open. So what I mean by volatile is you can see we broke the lows and the highs of the previous candle. Oh my word. Okay, so my stop hasn't hit for me on my broker just yet, but it's in that area. Yep, stop loss hit. So it took about a 25 pip stop on gold. GJ for me is just keeping me around about break even for the day. Looking to probably just close out the full position here on GJ at about 50 pips. Okay, full position closed on GJ. Yeah, you can see gold is still, you know, in the race to sell here. We just got stopped out. So let's see how the 30-minute closes. It's a mess. I won't lie. It's a mess. So let's see if we can get a closure below this level here. And we may try this again. Your 4 hour also has a little bit more of a wick now. Fuck, man. 36 pip stop on GJ. We closed half at negative 16. Closed full at 50. Giving us a total of 35, 34. And then gold. Yeah, your 30-minute closure looks good. So we're gonna look for another possible entry here on gold. Your 30-minute is about to close in 2 seconds. I'd like to see a nice little wick up on this 15. Looking to have stops, sell stops on the break of the low here. Okay, well, breaking the low, so let's see. Gonna take a sell. Took a sell there, basically on the break of that low. That's okay still. Oh my word. You won't believe me. I clicked sell on GJ. Anyway, worked out pretty well. Sold on the break of the low. I did not mean to do that. Close that out. I'm not even gonna count that, but yeah, got about like 7 pips there on GJ. So fuck, Really sorry about that for anyone who's watching, but I'm gonna give this a second attempt. So a little bit of a slip up there. Wow, that was not what we planned, yeah? But okay, so we've pulled up a little bit more now. Looking to now put sell stops on the break of the current candle low. Wow, I don't really know what to say. The GJ sell was actually like perfect. I clicked sell on GJ by mistake, meaning to take a sell on gold because I was pretty slow. Just got a market execution and close out like at that low for 7 pips. It wasn't a bad entry either on the break of the low of this doji to push further down. I mean, what are the chances? Should have even just let it run. So yeah, looking to have a sell stop on the break of the low of the 30-minute here. This is definitely looking a little bit more ready to sell off here. I would like to have stops on the high of the current candle, break of the high here. So things look a lot better now. You've got a slightly steeper wick. I mean, yeah, you got a wick here on the 4 hour. Looks better. We didn't really have much of a wick previously. Your hourly now does have a decent top wick, and we look like we're re-breaking the lows of the previous hourly. Close below support on the 30-minute. got clean range down to 1810. Looking to push into support here, and then if we break that level, that's your low of yesterday, you should move further down. Not the best week on the stream, but we are still up. Taking it day by day. Moving back down here. A break of these lows and we should move to support here. From our entry, we've got about 30 pips to support. Got about 12 pips to this possible rejection area. And at that level, probably going to move stops to break even. Got about 20 minutes left of the hour here. Okay, so just about triggered in. Not quite yet. Okay, there we go. And we are in here on gold. Stops above the previous 30 minutes. The current 30 minutes, excuse me. So looking at about 22 pip stops here. A lot of candles with no wicks today. 5-minute close with no wick. Shouldn't mean too much. At least our new 5-minute just pulled up to create that top wick. So yeah, like I say on gold, you should mirror this hourly candle into 1810,4. Your 15-minute is about to close in 2 minutes, so hoping to see a little bit of a push down before the 15-minute closure. Let's just look at GJ to make us feel a little bit better. Mm -mm -mm. Looks like we may get a bit of a doji close here, or even a bullish close, as long as we're below this support level. Thirty seconds. Okay, your 15-minute didn't close too bad here. We are obviously still below support, so that's alright. Looking to the left here, there's obviously this level that I don't like too much, but on the higher time frames, even a 30-minute, you do have clean traffic to 1810,6,4. not loving this too much. Your stops would obviously be safer above the previous candle, but we were hoping for a bit more volume here to break the lows and push, so we had our stops above the current candle, putting our trust in that. So we have closed on a 15-minute, and now this will be your previous 15-minute high, where we've got our stops above. Still early in the 15-minute candle. Got about 12 minutes to our hourly close. We are below that trend line that we drew up a little bit earlier, which gives us a slightly better confirmation. Honestly, I would like my stops above the previous 30 minutes. I'd feel a lot better, but they're going to be pretty big. Got a little bit of bearish momentum kicking back in here, rejecting off of this level, this support level. So yeah, that should be a wick up on the 15. If you break this 15-minute low, you shouldn't have too much problem driving down to 1810. So yeah, we broke the low of the 15 minute. Like I say, your 15 minute created a low, pushed up, now created a high, rebroke its low. Okay, you're now filling this wick. If you break that previous 15-minute candle, like I say, you should not have an issue driving down to 1810. And at that point, we should be in about 17 pips. Lying 13 pips, and we'll move stops to break even. Strong move down here before the hourly. Let's go. Tapping into that low of the previous 15 minutes has not broken it convincingly. Last 5 minutes of the hourly, you got a pretty strong closure on your previous 5 minute. So with a little bit of volume on the hourly coming to a close, hopefully we get this pushed down before 10 o'clock and we can move stops to break even. Got about 3.5 minutes left here, sitting at break even. Give us our last little push. There we go, broken the low of the previous 15 minutes. Just 2.5 minutes left here. Yeah, man. Definitely been a headache on gold today. Could have managed the previous position a little bit better, but it is what it is. We gave it another shot here, and so far so good. Obviously, sat through quite a bit of drawdown on this trade as well. Two minutes to go here. Hey, and we are pushing back up. It's pretty painful to witness. Manipulation, man, manipulation. The banks are manipulating the markets here today. I'm talking shit. I don't know, guys who blame like losses on manipulation and that are full of shit. Just gotta take responsibility for your actions, you know? Yeah, gold, really, 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 really. I mean, your hourly is still bearish here right now, and you got a wick to fill on a new hourly. It's just, I mean, you're bullish on a 15, a 30, and you obviously need to create your wick on the new hourly to drive down. Mm-mm-mm. Are we gonna survive? My stops have not been hit on my broker just yet. You got your wick on the hourly. If you could flip bearish, you should drive down. I was about a pip away from a stop. Had my stop at 18.14. Wicked up to 18.13.9 here on my broker. So, so yeah, literally one pip away. Yeah, I mean, I set it at 18.14 here, but as you can see, like, your broker's gonna be slightly off. It is what it is. With your hourly flipping bearish here, of course we would love to see this wick filled and they tap into 18.10. You know, you did close below support, you tapped into a resistance here. Order block, okay? Is that what you call them? So coming into a 15-minute support, as you can see here, tapping into that level, we may get a reaction and a push up. So something to just take note of. So tomorrow I may be busy in the morning. So if you're on the stream and you want to tune in tomorrow, just letting you know that I may not be here. Got a business seminar. You know what I mean? I'm a businessman. Gotta make moves, you know. Oh my word. Yeah, gold is really been playing with our emotions today. It's been quite a mess, I won't lie. I mean, looking on a low time frame, it's just a big fuzz. It begins to clear up on the higher time frames, but of course, you know, this previous hourly was very volatile, up and down, up and down. Our first gold sell was taken below this support. We were stopped out with that wick before driving down. And I mean, it does look pretty good right now. You are filling this wick on an hourly. We're coming back to break even. I'm really not a fan of holding trades for so long. It's just been a mess here on gold today. You know, there were confirmations to get in, but it's been pretty volatile. Um, you know, I guess in the beginning of the stream I did say wait for a break of this support for better sales, but I guess we were just trying to take advantage of what London had to offer, and here on an hourly you did have this candle here to mirror as we moved down, and we did close below support here. So the trade was valid, but definitely would have been cleaner below this support here. Of course that will only come later in the day if it does. Yeah, man, looks like we're rejecting support. Yeah, it doesn't look good. If we could close bearish on a 15, that'll be great. Got about 5 minutes, 4 minutes to go here. Yeah, I mean, you got this level here now. Broken close below. Bearish candle forming below this support here would confirm that, okay, we have a resistance here. And you do still have some of this wick to fill, and, you know, decent traffic moving down to 1810. Pretty painful day here on the charts. So far, depending on how you manage your trades, you should be at about break even here. Took a loss on gold and then a win on GJ. And then, yeah, just been sitting in drawdown on our second attempt on gold. So, you got about 2 minutes left here of your 15 minutes. I'd like to see it close something like that. You know, you got a support here as well, which we could close below and then push further down. This level here that I'm moving around is not really a major level. It's just the support found on a 15-minute, which gave us the confirmations for the sells and where we are now forming resistance. So I'm going to leave that level in right where it is. Got about a minute left here. I was concerned tapping into the 15-minute support here. We drove up, so closing below that level there is a little bit more comforting and gives a bit more confirmation to drive down. I guess I spoke too soon. If we do close on that support, guys, I think I'm going to call it a day. Either way, closing bearish, we are forming a resistance here. And we are currently in a downtrend, so closing bearish on resistance should still drive down. I don't like how we closed above this little support level, but I mean, it's minor. We've sat in drawdown for so long, may as well just give it a chance here. I've accepted the risk of this trade already. Let's go, let's go. GJ formed a resistance there on that level we marked up. Obviously not looking to take any more trades. It's been a long day on the charts here already. One win, one loss. Gave gold a second attempt here. Looking to close out most of the position here at support, and I'll be out of here at that point once we get down there, and then gonna leave a runner to possibly tap into some of these levels moving down, because if we break that support, you're breaking yesterday's low. And we are bearish, so you should see some sort of continuation down here. You can definitely take off some partials here at this level. Okay, let's move from our entry. So you're going to close 50% here at about 30 pips. You can close another 25% here at 110. And then if we move all that way, 189 pips. Yeah, I mean, that would be nice, but we'll see how it goes. Tapping into the low of this previous 30-minute now. Showing some signs of rejection. I mean, this is just a pain right now. If we break above 1813.2, I'm gonna just close the full position. Sorry guys, I've been muted. Alright, so yeah, we broke above 1813.2, so it closed out half there at about 15 pips. Yeah, I think we're gonna hit stops here, to be honest with you. Your 30-minute looks pretty terrible at this point in time, and there's not too much longer to go here. 6 minutes. Yep, that's me. That is me. So closed half at 15, closed full at 23. Damn, gold. Not a good day here, but it is what it is. Starting to manage risk a little bit better, at least. Keeping our losses smaller than our wins. Should still be up for the week, but yeah, definitely not the best of weeks here. Anyway, so yeah, I may not be here tomorrow. If I am, then I will see you then. Otherwise, I'll catch you next week, Monday. So if I don't see you, have a good weekend. Cheers, everybody. Bag secured. Yeah, fuck. Man, got into profit a couple times, but like 7 pips or so.